Welcome back to the Foundry by Forge College. You absolutely crushed that comprehensive Solana report in our last session. So today we're tackling the absolute grandfather of them all, the Bitcoin whitepaper. But hey, don't worry, this explainer is definitely not about blindly reading a dense 9-page PDF until your eyes cross. It's really about dissecting a technical revolution. We're going to break down Satoshi Nakamoto's famous paper so you can extract exactly what you need for your capstone project. Well, keeping your sanity fully intact.
Here is our map for today. We'll cover the blueprint and map model, the anatomy of the white papers, the claim mechanism assumption framework, run through a quick case study on double spending, and finish up with your capstone next steps.
Starting right off with Section 1, the blueprint and map. We're giving you a totally new mental model.
Look, if you've ever stared at a dense white paper and physically felt your brain shut down, I promise you aren't alone. Let's transform these papers from impenetrable walls of text into a real explorer's toolkit. Think of the paper simultaneously as an engineering blueprint and a map. The blueprint view, that's the how it's built, the individual block structure or the proof of work algorithm itself. Meanwhile, the map view reveals how those pieces actually interact under system-wide stress, things like transaction flows and network vulnerabilities. You essentially use the blueprint to understand the individual parts and the map to understand the whole system in motion.
Moving right along to Section 2, anatomy of the white paper, where we'll look at functional zones. Think about it. You wouldn't read a car manual cover to cover just to find out how to change a tire, right? Well, the exact same logic applies here. The white paper sections map perfectly to functional engineering manuals. The intro and problem statement, that's your foundation defining the threat model. The protocol details act as your construction manual for assembling the pieces, incentives are the maintenance manual for why participants keep it running, and the conclusion serves as your engineering notes on system limits. Treat it like this and you'll never get lost in the weeds again. On to Section 3, claim mechanism assumption. This right here is going to be your new decoder ring. Now that we've deconstructed the document, it is time for your secret weapon, the claim mechanism assumption triple. Think of it as a literal cryptographic decoder ring for Web3 literature. Every single dense paragraph can be decoded into this repeatable format. You just ask, what is Satoshi claiming? How does the protocol physically achieve it? And what assumptions about reality are required to actually pull it off? Read in these triples and everything just clicks. And here is a fantastic pro tip for hunting down these triples. Watch the language. Empirical facts are usually backed by mathematical functions, mechanisms like cryptographic hashes or Merkle roots. But when you spot modal verbs, words like we can or it should, you're likely looking at a proposed design goal or a theoretical assumption rather than a proven empirical fact. Just spotting this distinction, that's literally half the battle. Section 4, case study on double spending. Let's see this framework in action.
Okay, let's put this decoder ring to the test on one of the most famous problems in all of computer science. How does Bitcoin actually prevent double spending? If your capstone requires you to precisely answer this, please, I am begging you, do not read the whole paper again from start to finish. We are just going to follow our structured steps to extract the exact claim, mechanism, and assumption, entirely skipping the fluff.
Here is exactly how you do it. Step 1, locate the foundation. Start right at the intro to confirm the threat model, which is preventing conflicting transactions from both becoming final. Step 2, read the construction. You jump straight to the timestamp and blockchaining sections to find the hash-based mechanism. And Step 3, inspect consensus. You finish at the proof of work section to extract the rules and verify how the longest chain wins. Boom! You completely bypassed all the filler and found the exact engineering logic you needed in record time.
And here is your final synthesized answer, cleanly broken down. The claim? Prevent conflicting transactions from becoming final. The mechanism? Cumulative proof of work on a hash-linked blockchain. And the assumption? That honest nodes control the majority of the hashing power. It's clean, it's defensible, and it cuts right through all that heavy academic jargon. But we definitely can't stop at pure theory. You always need to tie these academic assumptions back to the physical realities of hardware and energy trade-offs, which we covered heavily in our previous operational mining classes. When Satoshi assumes the majority of hashing power is honest, we know that hashing power means physical ASIC machines, massive electricity demands, cooling warehouses, and real-world geographical constraints. Theory meets reality right here, and that's where the real critical analysis actually happens. Finally, Section 5. Next steps for capstone. Time to build out your summary. So where do we go from here? For your capstone deliverable, you're going to execute these 4 exact steps. Map the paragraphs using the blueprint and map model, double annotate for structure and evidence, create at least 3 claim mechanism assumption entries, and highlight where modern mining realities conflict with the original assumptions. Treat the paper as a set of claims to verify, and you will absolutely crush this assignment.
I absolutely love this approach because it empowers you to turn dense prose into a structured, defensible outline. That is your core mission right now. By mastering this toolkit, you aren't just summarizing Bitcoin. You're learning how to conquer literally any complex technical document you encounter in the Web3 space. You're building a mental framework that scales to any protocol, any white paper, and any new technology you come across.
Before we wrap up this explainer, I'll leave you with a final thought to ponder as you formalize your notes. Which of Satoshi's original assumptions do you think will be the very first to break under modern operational stress? The honest majority hash rate? Or maybe how transaction fees replace block rewards? Think critically about that. To dive deeper into topics just like this, be sure to visit forge.college to learn more. Thanks so much for joining me on The Foundry by Forge College, and I will catch you in the next one.